This will be the second video of the weeks 3 and 4 in the civil practice course, and it's another video screenshot. This screenshot is the posting government subdivisions in New York. It's a short document. I think it's important, however, for us to come to grips with these different government subdivisions in New York before we can get a good understanding of the New York State court system. And I'm going to put some additional information in this video other than just what is found in the posting, but it will be along the lines of what we'll be talking about. I'll just throw some courts into the mix. So we begin with this understanding that we are in the state of New York. At least this is what we're looking at. Now, New York State is then divided into 62 counties. When I was in junior high school, many years ago, we took this course in New York called Citizenship Education. And one of the items we had to learn was the county setup. And we were, for a test, given a map of the state of New York with the 62 counties boundaries shown on the map, and then we had to write in the names of all of the counties. I think if you did this today, as a teacher, they would run you out of the school, but I actually thought it was a good exercise. So everybody in New York State who lives in New York State lives in one of these 62 counties. Now, off the bat, what we have to do, as we so often have to do, is take a special note of New York City. New York City consists of 5 counties, the 5 so-called boroughs, and New York, which is Manhattan, Queens, which is Queens, Bronx, which is Bronx, Brooklyn, which is Richmond, and Kings, which is Staten Island. And so these 5 counties, which are popularly known together as New York City, actually don't have any subdivision into city, town, or village. The other 57 counties, however, do. So let's now focus on the other 57 counties. And since we're here, or at least since I'm here this Saturday morning in my office, I happen to be in Erie County. Now, when in my exciting life, when I woke up this morning in my residence, that was in the city of Buffalo. So we've got Erie County, city of Buffalo. I'm now in my law office, which is in the town of Amherst. So some of you may live in the town of Amherst. If you live in a town in New York State, you may or may not be living in a village. Put differently, the towns are sometimes subdivided into villages, but there is territory in the town that is not in a village. And let's talk about that a bit by way of example. There's some folks who live in the state of New York, County of Erie, town of Tonawanda. Now, if you live in the town of Tonawanda, you may also live in the village of Kenmore, but maybe you don't. Or as I put it, some people who live in the town of Tonawanda just reside in the town of Tonawanda. So this is why we have this setup. We've got New York State, we've got county. Outside of New York City, we have folks living in either a city or a town. And if you live in a town, you might live in a village as well. So that's our basic setup. And I've now gone into the textual outline. So this wasn't a separate posting. This is in the textual outline, as we called it. And I've gone to page 6. And on pages 6, 7, and 8, we have an overview of the New York State court system. And starting at page 6, New York State courts, we have trial courts, and we note that there's a New York City court. We have district courts out in Nassau County, and at least in the western towns of Suffolk County, and then outside of Long Island in New York City, we have city courts. And we also have town and village courts. And in our city courts and in our town and village justice courts, as they're called, we also will find a small claims part. And I'm going to say something to get us to the next place, and that is in our hypothetical law firm that represents clients in civil litigation. It will be a rare instance when we find ourselves doing representing clients in civil litigation in city court or town or village justice courts, unless we're doing landlord and tenant work, perhaps, or perhaps we get roped in to doing a case with sort of a small amount in controversy. When they say small amount in controversy, notice we've got $15,000, and notice we've got $3,000, and so on. And I'm going to tell you, unless we're doing an immense amount of volume, we're not going to be able to turn the lights on if we're representing clients in civil cases in city, town, or village justice courts. I'm not being disrespectful to those courts. I think the small claims part is terrific. That's where folks can take care of their own legal claims. So all I'm saying is, if we have this hypothetical law firm, we've got things like rent to pay or a mortgage payment if we own our office. We have copy machines that do everything but make coffee. We have an IT person that, and it costs, whenever I see him, I know that it's costing me at least $1,000, et cetera, et cetera. So if you're running, if you're engaged in the practice of law and civil litigation in New York, you're not going to be most of the time in these local courts. Let me just say this, by the way, if we had a criminal defense practice, we would be in the city, town, and village courts all the time. But this, of course, focuses on civil litigation. And by the way, if we had a criminal defense practice, we would be doing heavy-duty felony representation in county courts. Notice, again, there's no county courts in New York City. But when it comes to monetary claims, the conclusion is we're not going to be involved in civil cases, representing clients in civil cases in county court. Where we're going to be spending our time in the trial court level is going to be probably in New York State Supreme Court. If we have a family law practice, perhaps family court. If we have a litigated matter that we've been hired to represent someone, like in a will contest, surrogates court. Surrogates court generally doesn't have litigation, but it can. Or if we're doing personal injury work on behalf of plaintiffs, we might find ourselves in the court of claims, because that's where you sue the state for money. So let me just go up a little bit, work from the bottom up. Court of claims is statewide, and as I stated, it's exclusive, meaning that it's the only court that has power over lawsuits seeking monetary damages against the state of New York and certain state-related entities. So if we believe that the state on the thruway, the construction site had negligently placed traffic directional signals and our client was injured in an accident due to that fact, we would be suing the state of New York or the thruway authority in the Court of Claims. Surrogates court is located in each county. Generally, there's not litigation in surrogates court, but as any other lawyer who's been around for a while, might well have had the case too, where I've been involved in certain contested will cases. In other words, a claim was made that the person making the will, the testator, wasn't of sound mind, and so on. But that's a rare event. If you've got a family law practice, you're going to be in family court a lot. There's a family court in each county, and I might add there's then a family court in New York City, so that has a lot of business. And there's neat things that happen like adoption in family court, but as some of you may know from your friends, sometimes there's some real difficult cases involving custody, visitation, and the one I hear a lot about is unpaid child support. What about our bread and butter cases? Negligence, breach of contract, divorce. Those cases are going to be in New York State Supreme Court. New York State Supreme Court is located throughout the state. For purposes of organization and for something known as venue, and we'll do a little bit about that in a later posting, the New York State Supreme Court is thought of as being located in each county. So, for example, if in a hypothetical firm we're representing the plaintiff in a personal injury case against a defendant, one of the things we're going to have to select, because we're going to be suing the case, I can tell you, in the New York State Supreme Court, is what will be our county venue. So, for example, we may commence the case in New York State Supreme Court, Erie County, or New York State Supreme Court, Niagara County. And for purposes of election, I just want to get this out. The Supreme Court is divided into different judicial districts. Last November, some of us, when we voted for judges up for election, or individuals up for election to New York State Supreme Court, 8th Judicial District. And when we get to the appellate level, we will see that there is something known as departments. But I'm going to do that in the next video. So I'll close this video out now.